made it. Just check everything's alright. I'm 5 minutes into the match. I haven't started. Still in that stream. Right, where are we? Is this working? It is. Right, I made it. Turn that brightness up. Right, I've got to ball it, so I'm trying to rush. Right, let's put this rig on. Yeah, right. So you joined me on the River Thames this morning. And I'll go through the rigs and stuff in a minute. I just need to put the balls of groundbait in. I'm going to ball it today. Just want to get my line in. And some balls of groundbait. Oh. No worries. Right, where are we going? There. That is where we're fishing today. Fish it on the pole and I'm going to fish it on the pole feeder, and I've got a feeder just in case none of that's working. Right, where are we? I'm fishing Sutton Courtenay stretch of water today, and I will just go through the rigs. While I will let that settle, I am fishing a couple of rigs today. So first rig, 2 gram Daiwa Carper Gloucester float. It's on a blue hydro. It's on a I don't know what it's on. It's on 013 main line to 011. Let's have a look then on the rig. Come down. I've got a little Olivet and some shots, 2 droppers, 6-inch hook length, size 18 Guru hook. I've also got set up my new winter river found friend. I've got trusty pole feeder set up, and that's on a black hydro, 8-pound Daiwa ST. I've got, what's that, a 40 gram Preston feeder to a Preston pre-tied hook length, which is 017 down to a size 14 or 12, I think that is. What's that? Maybe that's an, yeah, size 12 on an 017, and I've got a feeder rod set up. Very simple cage feeder, 8-pound Daiwa ST down to a 50 gram cage feeder, couple of number 6s to stop it, and then a 1 meter hook length, pre-tied again, Preston 015 down to a size 14. That's what I've got. I don't really know what I'm fishing for today, because I don't know if there's any silvers to catch. So it's a little bit unknown. I'll start on the float. I'll have a few runs through. If there's some fish there, I think that they'll soon show. And if not, I'll switch to the pole feeder. And then if not, I'll fish the feeder. I think that's the plan today. Right, let's get this going. Fishing at 13 metres today. Comfortable. There's a lot of boat traffic today down the river. Got canoeists out. Right, let's see. As I said, I don't know really what I'm fishing for. I don't know if there's roach to catch. There's a bite, and I don't think that's a roach. Or if it is, it's a good roach. It might be actually. It's a blue hydro I've got in it. So I'll have that. Bite first chuck. Very happy with that. Bite first chuck on the river in the match. Look like a chub to me. Oh, have it. Right. Oh, if you could see my face, I'm going to smile to that camera. I'm absolutely chuffed. It's a pound all day long. I wasn't planning on catching that on the pole line. Look at that. In there, fella. Oh, madam. Right. Oh, that's a turn up, isn't it? Just balled it. You've seen me ball it. I've gone over it. All that bait that's in that ground bait, I'll go through that in a minute. And I've had a bite straight away. Right, that rig is going to annoy me. It's rolling around. Right. I was saying to some people earlier, I tried to catch some chub. For the last 2 sessions, I fished about 8 or 9 hours combined on the river, and I've blanked. And I've come in today, fishing a match, drawn a peg, which you do. Never fished it before. I fished further up this stretch. I've no idea what I was going to catch today, and I've had a first chuck. That's funny, that is. First chuck, chub. After putting 6 balls I put in? And in that ground bait, I've got 250ml of caster, and 150ml of hemp, 100ml of dead maggot, and 100ml of dead pinky. So there was plenty of loose offerings in there. So I find that funny that chub decides straight away that it's my bait that it wants. It is a bit quick, this river, I think, but it's running a bit too fast, and I've just had about a dozen run-throughs for no other bites. So I am going to come off. I'm going to switch to ground bait. Sorry, the pole feeder. And I'm going to see if I can catch some of the chub. I just need to switch a few things with some caster. Right. I've got a lot of confidence in this pole feeder now. I haven't fished it a few times. Fish a dendrobina and a pinky lump of worm, a little pinky topper, I'm trying to settle down. It's a bit more windy than I was expecting. Causing me a few issues with my setup. So we'll fish this on 5-minute. Casts, I think. Right, everything alright with that? Yeah. Change this camera angle, and then hopefully you can still get a decent view of the river. Okay, that's a fish. I can feel the pole thumping back towards the left. Right, this is black hydro, so it's come off. Lost another chub there. But it's all positive. Right, can I get that? Gosh, fishing in the wind. Go away, wind. So I'll fish this 5-minute cast. I'll keep putting casters. That's a bite. That's a fish, but I don't think it's a big fish. Just saying what I said. What's that? That's looking like a bream. Not sure. So I'm trying to get used to this pole feeder in the river. I think the skill is play the fish a little bit upriver. And then move a position to net them. I've got 5 sections of pole in my hand. I've got a big old feeder on, 40 grams. I've got a tree to my right. And I've got my, it's a bream. And I've got my extension on my landing net, so I've got a landing net at the max. And I should just be able to reach and net that fish. Oh, what's going on there? It's the wind. Right. Oh, okay. Well, that's a lesson. Right. So I'm not going to net them like that. I'm having a year of learning about these fish and catching fish on the river, and I can guarantee you I'm not going to make that mistake again. Anyway, I got the fish, and that's all that matters. Let's just put it there. That's funny. I'm just wondering now if I'm having this many. I've had 3 bream and a chub. I put 6 balls of ground bait in. Do I need to top it up? And I'm just waiting to feel the thump thump of a bite. And there we go. You couldn't, you know, if it wasn't on the telly, you wouldn't believe it, would you? You know, the conversation was, you know, when the bites, you know, I was fishing for roach. You know, when the bites die off, it gets a bit harder. You know, that's the time to refeed. It wasn't refeed on the clock religiously. So I'm just going to reset the clocks, right? So it's 48. So I'll go to 28 without a bite, and then I'll definitely reball it. And no, that's wrong. 18. That's half an hour. And then I'll still stick to 5 or 10 minutes on this cast. It could be absolutely solid with bream down there. You could be right. You know, this might be the first time anyone's chucked ground bait in for months in this stretch. You know. This is one of those days where it's horrible weather, great fishing. I'll take it. It may be that I just don't understand enough about this, and maybe if you catch this many fish this quick, then it's a guaranteed, you know, very highly likely that there's a load of fish in the peg, and you should put a load of bait in to keep them. And maybe what I'm gambling with here is the risk of losing the shoal. I'm wondering if I'm trying to talk myself into putting some more bait out regardless. And I'm just trying to calculate in my mind, what's the danger of doing it? Have they already moved past me to the next angler? Have I lost their attention as they look for food today? I can't think that balling it will cause any more disturbance than the rowing boat going through. Right, with the paddles hitting the water. So I'm a bit torn on that one. I'm gonna throw them. Oh, that's just hilarious. That's hilarious. You didn't realise I'm laughing because I got a bite and I got a fish on. I've got to go to the right. And before I get to the tree, I've got to start to bring the pole up. And then before I get to the second branch in the tree, I've got to bring the pole up again. This one's thumping around. Another good bream, that is. funny. I used to ball it when I was fishing the pole when I was a kid, you know. And then I haven't balled it for years because I haven't fished rivers and I haven't put lots of bait. And now suddenly I'm balling it again. It's every second that ticks by now without a bite, I'm like, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh, Neil was right, shouldn't have balled it. And I made a decision about 20 odd minutes ago to chuck 3 more balls of ground bait in. I wasn't sure that I was putting enough bait in to hold the shoal of bream that might be there. A guy caught a fish to my right, and that tipped me over the edge and made me ball it. And since then, I've not had a bite. But what I didn't do, or what it didn't do, it didn't keep a shoal of fish there and keep me getting the bites. So I am very happy now to think that next time I'm catching some bream and it's pretty regular, and I think there might be a shoal there, then I'm not going to ball it, because you know what I was hoping I was preventing has happened anyway. That's a fish. That's a little fish. That's a little fish. What's it, top 4 rig? What's that? That's a roach. Look at that. Happy days. Right, let's go back again. I was just thinking that I might go and put I might go and put 3 fluoro pinkies on that pole feeder. Now, let's see what happens now. But maybe if there's some roach, I can tempt them on the pole feeder, but I'll just change to fluoro pinky, or maybe it's just one fish. The trouble I've got is I can't run it through very nicely. It's a bit quick, and when it gusts, it's terrible. So where are we? We are 3 hours in, and there's a bite. There's a bite. I don't know if that's the elastic's coming out. It's not roach, is it? Oh, maybe it is. What is that? I don't know what it is. I haven't got a clue. It's a pike size bream. It's a skimmer. You're a skimmer. You're very welcome. Well, welcomed, most welcomed. Right. Maybe they just got fed up with the worm. I guess it's that point of the video and the stream, and I say if you're enjoying it and you're subscribed, that's brilliant. You could hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that. And if you're not subscribed, if you could take the time to hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. It's a free way to support the channel. It helps give the channel visibility. So I think it's worth doing a little summary of the day now, while I'm here. I thought I was going to try two things today: catch on the pole with a float, and then with a pole feeder. It was running too fast, and I had a feeder rod set up as a backup. Started off by balling it with 6 balls, and the ground bait mixed was 1 bag of Sensus Black River, 1 bag of Sensus Gross Gardon Roach, and I chucked in just the smallest amount of, not a lot at all, a bit of soil from the worms. I mixed that in as well, not a lot, 100 mil, maybe that. And into that I put 250 mil of caster, 150 mil of hemp, 100 mil of dead maggot, and 100 mil of dead pinky. And I put those 6 balls in at the start, and then fished the float straight over the top of it. I caught a chub first run through, about 1.5 pounds, and then for the next 12 or so runs through, I didn't get another bite. It was running a bit too quick, and I had an issue with the wind blowing from left to right, so I couldn't really hold the pole float back effectively. So I decided to fish the pole feeder. I've gone out, I've hooked a fish. Might have been first chuck or second chuck, relatively quickly, and it's come off. And I remember being a bit gutted about it at the time, but went back out fishing a dendrobina and a fluoro pinky, which I think seems to work really well on here. And I've then hooked a bream, and I've then had about 5 or 6 bream, one after the other. I seem to remember the last 2 bream took a little bit longer to catch. And I then got into a lot of discussions with myself around, should I put some balls of ground bait in? Should I not? Should I ball it? Should I throw it? Should I cup it? And then what happened is the guy to my right, I saw him put a fish into his keep net with his net. So I'd assumed that he'd caught, is that a fish? It is a fish on there. So I'd assumed that he'd have caught a bream, and actually I let the fish get out of my peg. This feels like a bream. Oh, this is brilliant. This is exactly how I wanted to end the match. Don't come off. I've got the over 13 bottom on here, so I can't go too crazy. Size 18. Come on, pop up under my feet. It's not a big fish, I don't think. It'll do that. It's another skimmer sized. Happy days. And then I've balled it, and then I've not had a bite. And then I've caught 2 of these in the last 4 hours on double maggot.